Okay, so we're going to do a Turbo Smart Diverter Valve upgrade on this N55. Now, I'm going to go ahead and forewarn you. I already have the the valve in there, and I've got two of the bolts in. The third one up at the top, which is the one everyone has an issue with, was quite a nightmare. I will have to say that. But I'm going to show you or give you the blueprint on how to make this tool, and it'll make your life a lot easier. So what this thing was, it started off life as a Icon from Harbor Freight, extra long 5mm key. Used to be 3/8 drive. Stuck a punch through that hole, knocked the hex part out. Found a 6mm socket. Works on the last part of the hex that you want to leave intact. You want to use a bench grinder, a regular grinder, whatever you have access to. It'll take you a really long time to do it, but you could chuck this up in a drill with sandpaper and smooth that entire hex shaft down. I don't know if this is just, I thought all N55s were the same. This one is an X3, but I kept hanging up on a spot on the block, and as this goes up and over across the top of the Turbo Smart valve, where it's more bulbous than the factory diverter valve, it wanted to bind up, and you'll kind of see some scarring in there because I already got the bolt put in and I had it tightened once, but I could not get the key and extension assembly back out of the area. It took me forever to get that accomplished. So, quick recap: 5mm ball end, extra long socket. You can go ahead and order this in 1/4 inch, make your life a little bit easier on you. You won't have to do the modifications from converting it from 3/8 back over to a 1/4 inch drive. It's just what I had. So I'm going to get under here now, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're talking about and the issue that I had. So I do have the luxury of having a camera. I bought this a long time ago, so I've kind of got this set up in here with got a zip tie holding it into place to make things easier. Hang on a second. And to reach that, you're also going to need an 8-inch, 1/4 inch extension as well. People have done this with 3/8. I don't understand how they did, because I had an extreme difficulty in doing that. But I'm going to turn the camera on. And there you can get an idea of where that bolt is. Okay, it's hard to get to. Now, what's the crazy part is when you look at it from this direction, straight on, you can see it. And if you get the right angle, you can see it up there, and it looks completely accessible, but man, it's really not. Other things I did do while I was in here, I already had to change the water pump and thermostat anyway, so I took all that off. There's a bracket that sits right here for the water pump itself. That's it right there. I took it off too, but once we get in here, I think I can show it from here. As long as I can get the camera held, I can get a pointer. But right here in this area where I've got the tool sitting at, I see a shiny spot, and that's not me grinding on it or anything. That's literally where the hex part of this tool was catching on the engine block. And man, you talk about, shit, my camera moved on me. You talk about something that was hard to get out. Like, I spent 45 minutes just trying to get the extension and that socket out. And I was using all 3/8 stuff then. but I've backed up and punted now. So now I'm just going to give you a demonstration of how to get this in here, and then how easy this goes around. And you can kind of see, like right here in this area where this kind of sticks over, it's kind of chewed up a little bit. That's because with the hex left on your extension, I was just binding up between that and the spot I showed you on the block. This key is not very thick anyway. I think it measured 7 millimeters from start with, and overall the dimension you want to end up with is, if you could get it to 5, you would have 0 issues, but I'm at like 5.49 from top to bottom in diameter of this. So it took about 1.5 millimeters off of it. But to get in here, I'm gonna go right through here, and you see right there where the oil line is. You want to hit the spot below the valve and at the oil line, and you can see, I mean, where the shiny spot was, which was right here. That's why we're hitting, but that's where we're going from the top. And now I'll put you down here, and this sort of just go so, right there it is, and it just goes in and out, no issue. Took a lot of work to get to that, and you're not going to have any problems getting to the bottom ones, and you're also not going to have any problem using that tool to take the original one out either, because you just overall have more space. This guy sits in here about that angle because it has a little tab somewhere on there, right there, that fits in, but it sits like that. So this thing would be an absolute dream to remove with the tool. But I got like $25 worth of, well, actually no, like $45 worth of cheap extensions and our extended hex keys and stuff like that coming from Amazon today, but they wasn't going to get here in time, and I'm tired of messing around with this because I want to get it finished. And ingenuity took over, and that's what I come up with. But if you have any questions or need any more tips or tricks, did take the intercooler out, did take the water pump out, did take the thermostat out, moved all the hoses and lines out of the way, and that just made everything a lot more accessible. I can't help you getting the bolt back in. That's a fight all on its own. What I did do was on the hex key, use this for example. Here's one of the old bolts. Here's one of the old bolts. So when I put that bolt in, I used the key and the tool there, but I did take some painter's tape and kind of tape the bolt in place so the bolt wouldn't move on me or fall out. Did once. Took a while to find it. You don't want that to happen to you. So a little painter's tape goes a long way, and you're just gonna have to be patient. The cameras are expensive, but damn, they're worth it. 100%, especially in situations like this. And I'll even give you a shot from the top. You can see the extensions are coming out right there. So you could technically do this from the top or the bottom, just depending on how you want to set your camera up. But I hope this helps somebody. Not a lot of information out there on it. This is particular 2014 X3 with the N55, and I'm going to do a full bolt on it and make a little sleeper out of it, I guess, for what the N55 can do. May do a turbo grade in the future, not sure. Put the VRSF catted downpipe started to make a video on that band clamp flange up there, but I had to get somebody else to help me over here, and it took a myriad of different setups to do that, and it would have been nearly impossible to film. But if you tackle that job and that diverter valve, man, you got my respect, because that shit is not easy. If you got any questions about any of this process, drop it in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one.